Chef Scott.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
This gentleman is a chef, and been a chef for how many years, Chef?
30 maybe.
30 years, and we couldn't think of anything better to, or a better person to show us a little bit of the gumbo, catfish, a little bit of hush puppy here. A real, would you say it's more Mississippi or Louisiana?
Well, I was born in Mississippi, so you're gonna have this is be Mississippi influence.
Mississippi influence.
But I mean, Louisiana's 45 minutes away, so.
And you know something that Chef Scott had shared with me, that the word gumbo, what does it mean?
Well, you get the gumbo. The name is derived from okra.
Okra.
Right. The African word for okra is gumbo.
So those of us who like to leave it out of our gumbo are actually not making gumbo.
Nah. I mean, that's the thing about gumbo. It's kind of really whatever you make it, whatever you want it to be.
And,
So,
and we're here. This is Perfect Bite. This is Matt.
It's Matt.
Yeah. He was eating soup from a can, but today he's going to have gumbo made by a chef.
I think we
Gumbo
mentioned
from a
that. I think we mentioned that whole soup can thing in prior episodes, but
Yeah.
we could remind the folks at home the origin stories.
We can always edit, right? I gotta tell you, for me, my grandparents,
Chef Tom here.
Yeah, there's Chef Thomas.
my grandparents had a catfish farm. So when I was growing up, it's called Riverbend Fishing Camp, and we had like little farm-raised catfish, and they would go out and catch the wild catfish. So whenever I want to have some comfort food, it's catfish, and it's gumbo.
All right, Chef. A couple things with gumbo. Fill me in. With gumbo, there are some spices, some herbs, some different things that make it gumbo, right? And
Right? Yeah, for sure.
what is gumbo file?
Gumbo filet.
Filet.
Right. It's pounded. Yeah, it's pounded.
I'm not from Louisiana,
That's
folks.
right,
I'm
yeah.
never heard of gumbo up in Wisconsin.
It's a pound sassafras root, very common in Choctaw and Cherokee Indian cooking, and it's something that you would take the root and you would grind it out like a mortar and pestle, and you'd finish it off in the gumbo.
Yeah, isn't there something to do with the specific rice you use too?
True. Louisiana, one of the great things that was helped found Louisiana was the swamplands, and it's perfect for rice. So we have local Louisiana rice that we made, and we'll have that with the gumbo today also.
Excellent, excellent. He's not only making gumbo today, but he's got some beautiful catfish. That is, what's that sauce?
I have a buttermilk. I guess marinade for lack of better terms. So we have buttermilk in here. We have some seasoning, and then we have the catfish. And I'm going to add an egg here in a minute, and then we'll just take the catfish, and then we're going to add it to the breading, and we'll drop it in the fryer.
And then we have a special treat. We have something called hush puppies.
Yeah.
Made with corn, I would imagine.
Yep. Cornmeal.
Cornmeal.
Are hush puppies essentially like a deep fried cornbread?
It is.
Or no?
There's a specific, the origin of the name is, back in the old, I guess around 1700s, 1800s, they would keep the kitchen on the outside of the house, especially like mostly plantations and such. And we had, I guess they call it a dog trot, and they would take the food from the outside kitchen into the dining room of the house, and then of course the dogs are always jumping up and around. And so they would throw them little fried pieces of batter to keep them quiet.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
No
seriously,
kidding.
yeah. I'm gonna fire this catfish here real quick. I'm gonna check these hush puppies and see how they're. This is just my little tester.
A little tester.
Little tester.
Looks good to me.
I had a fantastic chef I worked with, Chef Clyde Williams, passed away, but he just made the most phenomenal hush puppies, and he'd probably be quite upset with me.
Why is that?
Well, that's just the way he was. He expects things to be perfect. I don't think it's perfect right now.
You ever made hush puppies, Tom?
I have made hush
I would
puppies
imagine you
before.
have, yeah.
I don't know that I've ever made good hush puppies. So
Now hush puppies, you can kind of have free reign in like you can.
It's just
have,
it's a fritter, so you can do whatever
Yeah.
you want to with it. I like cornmeal with mine. I like green onions. I like a good bit of spice to it, but mostly I do take a little bit of sweet corn and mush up a little corn there, and then kind of go with it.
Now, with a hush puppy, do you like it as is, or do you like to dip it in something?
Oh, that's a great question. Actually, I love to dip it.
Like a remoulade or?
Well, actually, I made a Creole remoulade.
Oh, stop it.
Oh.
Stop it.
Yeah. So it's a mayonnaise base and Creole mustard.
And you're a Hellman's man.
Yeah, I'm a Hellman's man. Yeah, I did see the Dukes, but I had a cookbook too. I want to show you. But we have cornichons. I put little capers in here.
Nice.
Ooh,
Fancy
nice.
for Tom, you know. And then
Tom's bougie. Yeah. Get the capers for Tom.
I might be bougie, but I love the rusticness of what we're doing today. You know, the catfish. I mean, catfish is not, you know, a Chilean sea bass or you know, these other
Swordfish.
yeah, something like that. This
See, I was never the biggest fan of catfish until I had good catfish.
Right.
And I was like, oh, now I get it.
okay, well,
But
hold on.
before I was like,
pressure's on now.
Matt's a professional catfisher.
yeah, no. We'll edit that out. So when we got here, Chef Scott provided the waiters. There's a retention pond out back, and we went in there and just stuck our hand in some holes, did some noodling, and voila, we have some fresh catfish for us.
See, we go to the nth degree here to make this authentic. You did see a gator this morning, didn't you?
I did. His name is Carlos.
Yeah. Gators are prevalent in the Mississippi Bayou, aren't they?
They are.
Now, are they crocs or are they gators?
Is this trivia time? Now, what's the difference between a croc and a gator?
Now, alligators will have a broader, wider, and a crocodile will be more narrow.
Have you ever made gator?
I have. I have made gator. We've done that.
Is it always tail meat?
Yeah, mostly tail meat. You can do other stuff, like you make sausage.
Ooh.
Yeah, leans itself more to sausage.
And you like, okay, for sausage, yeah. Wow, I'd love to try gator sausage.
Gator jerky.
Yeah, gator jerky and stuff like that. You know, and really.
Gator boudin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. I love boudin.
Now, Matt, you have some experience with one other kind of famous thing that's in the gumbo dish.
Oh, sure.
The what was it? The roadkill?
Oh, the Nutria.
Nutria.
No, I actually don't. I haven't tried Nutria, but
But you're willing.
Tom, I think we all know the answer to that. Yes. Cook it up. I'll try it. Put it on a napkin.
Put a little hot sauce on it.
What kind of hot sauce is your go-to? I see Tabasco out on the counter here.
Yeah, I mean, you got to. You got to have. I mean, Frank's is good. I like that. But I mean,
How about Crystal or Louisiana?
Crystal's good. I like Crystal. Crystal for me, the thing about Tabasco is it's aged in oak, and so you'll get a little more depth to it, and plus it's traditional.
But what was this Nutria?
Nutria. It's just like a
Nutria.
giant muskrat type thing, right?
Have you ever cooked with them?
I have not. I just sorry, I'm not that southern, but I'm pretty southern, but not that southern.
Just make sure you cook it to 165.
Now. Yeah. No, I'm being serious. I was told that if your meat is parasite ridden, to soak it in milk, and it does something to the parasites.
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
it makes it creamier. Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Oh my god. Oh god. Tom, be careful. Don't drop that phone. Can you handle it?
Drop the phone in the fryer.
Folks, we wanted to get you up close and personal.
That's right. Hope it's a GoPro.
What a good sound, huh?
Yeah, that is a good sound. I can't tell you how much we thank you for doing this to support the Perfect Bite
No,
podcast.
seriously, Scott, thank you so much for
No, thank
inviting
you.
us over. It's just,
And I just love when you have someone who's authentic to the area, to the demographic of where we're actually, still, you know, what the idea is about all this.
Right. growing up in my particular area, we talked earlier about catfish. It's not a fancy fish. It's a bottom feeder.
It's
Yeah.
got a very unique taste on it.
It does. A lot of things. Food is influenced by what it eats. Cows are influenced by what kind of grass they eat. That their milk is influenced by that. Same thing with sheep, where they graze at.
Get the parasites out.
Yeah, get all the parasites out. I hope anyway.
We said we're not necessarily a cooking video, but boy, it is nice to see someone making this stuff from scratch. And even our viewers will see that this isn't something we went out and bought. It's like we're making this stuff. What do you got over here on the left?
What, right here?
Yeah.
This is our gumbo. This is our gumbo. We're finishing that.
Now, this is something important I wanted to get to. And I had a lady one time arguing with me about that she didn't use roux in her gumbo. She was from Louisiana, and I'm like, come on, it's all about the roux. No, a lot of folks from Cajun country and then Louisiana and Mississippi, they make gumbo without using a roux, the browning of the roux.
Right. Two things can be defined for people in that region. One is stubbornness, and two would be practicality. Okay? So where that melds together is when it comes to the discussion of roux. Okay, a lot of times you have to spin. You take your cast iron skillet and you sit it on the stove and you stir the roux. Like that would be one of your responsibilities as a young kid. You sit there and stir the roux for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And practicality. Do you have 5 hours to do roux nowadays? Probably not. So a lot of people try to omit roux if they possibly can.
Really?
Well, the magical thing about gumbo is it's really kind of whatever it is. I think there's some basic tenets to what gumbo is. Roux, I've had some fantastic, like one of my family recipes, we don't use roux at all. And you would use like 50 pots of okra, and that would thicken it up. And that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okra can be slimy,
And
right?
even in my family, Robin and I, we discuss, I'm a thick roux person. She's a very thin roux person. So we kind of meet in the middle a little bit. I think we try to capture that today.
And so today we will be using the okra to thicken the stew.
We're doing okra, and I did do a roux.
Oh, you did do a
I did
roux?
do a roux, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a surprise to me because we had talked.
Try to change it a little bit,
Yeah, very good, very good, very good.
Yeah, and there's different. It's a very dark roux, and what I do is, by practicality thing, I cook it in the oven.
Do you really?
Right. Roux should be equal parts by weight, flour and oil or
Yeah.
fat. You can use butter or
Yeah.
oil. Oil, flour, mix it together, put it in the oven, 375 degrees.
And that browns it up just perfect. I
Round
bet.
it up. Stir it every 15 minutes for, until it's where you want. Some people like a nice lighter roux. Some people like a real dark roux, but it will influence your.
The nuttiness of the.
Yeah, it will influence your taste.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful because you gotta stir it. Because if not, you'll get those chunks
Yeah.
that'll burn on you, and it'll ruin your.
Your roux.
It'll ruin your roux. Yeah.
All right.
Here we are.
Here we are. The perfect bite.
Yes.
We're here with Chef Scott Dumas, and he brought to us the most amazing food, didn't he, Matt?
Oh my.
You want to
goodness.
describe it?
Well, it smells, looks amazing. We have some beautiful gumbo here with some a little added,
Prize.
yeah, a little fried okra on top, which, boy, that looks like a nice touch.
Thanks.
We have some homemade hush puppies, fried green tomatoes, some catfish, and what is this sauce one more time?
Tartar sauce.
Homemade tartar sauce. Spared no expense.
Well, let's get the perfect
Oh,
bite.
here we are.
Let's-
Tom's always
let's,
eager to get in there.
I think a little
Tom's
bit of the-
ready. I think we're all ready.
A little bit of the crunch with the rice and a little bit of the stew.
Yeah.
There we go. Mmm.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Come on.
You like?
Come on.
I am a human being. I'd rather not talk. I'd rather eat.
Right.
Okay, honestly, wow.
Touch with this fried okra is amazing.
Right.
Yeah, how interesting. But it works very well.
Thank you.
Without further ado, I wouldn't hate moving
tell
on
you.
here.
Matt has come a long way. I talked to you earlier about it.
Oh yeah, let's get this in again, just
The
in case it
fact
doesn't
that
make
he's
it the first
eating
time.
hot food today takes him to a new level. This is a good experience for him.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. It's
Guggino.
funny how hot food warms the soul. I always heard that, but I didn't know that.
And eating out of a soup can sometimes cut your lips.
Not only that, eating with silverware. I'm so used to just eating with my hands
Or
like
a
a
napkin.
barbarian. Yeah,
Wipe
off
off.
the floor. Yeah,
Wipe
it's a great change of pace.
Bologna on hands, you know. It's like a piece of bologna in your hand. That's it. That's what
Yeah, a bologna in the hand is worth two.
That right there, chef, is nothing short of perfection.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
You know, I make gumbo, and I'm telling you what, I'm blown away by the fact that the taste of the okra in there.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that it makes the dish.
Right.
And I've been missing that. I didn't know that okra meant gumbo.
Right.
I'm like, I don't like okra. It's slimy, you know.
Yeah.
This isn't slimy
Oh, I
at
love
all.
okra.
This is amazing. Amazing.
Wow,
Absolutely.
what a beautiful hush puppy.
Yeah.
And the fried green tomato. Take a bite of that, Tom.
Yeah.
Please.
I had not planned on doing this, but I saw one at the grocery store. So
I'll tell you what. I don't hate it. I don't hate the addition. It really is.
Oh, that's perfect.
Right?
And you know, the
Oh, man.
there's something about the cornmeal breading that just it just breathes the South and
Yeah.
Louisiana in it. It's just
Yeah, because you don't have that. Up north, we don't do the
no,
cornmeal
no,
breading.
we don't.
I was introduced to it with the catfish.
Mm-hmm.
Which, without further ado, I'd like to try the catfish.
I am trying the catfish right now. So tender.
Who knew that a retention pond catfish could taste that good?
Yeah.
It's got a little bit more crunch.
The breading is a little bit different, and the thing is with there's no double breading.
Yeah.
Basically, the catfish soaks in the buttermilk, and so you go straight from the wet soak into the breading,
You got
and
it.
so it clings to it that way.
It's kind of your binder, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas the green tomatoes is flour, egg wash,
Egg wash.
breading. So
Got it.
I had a question about the gumbo.
Mhm.
The smokiness all comes from the sausage?
It's a hickory smoke, and it's from Conecuh County, Alabama. And so when they smoke the sausage, it just has a great flavor.
It does.
What's nice about it is even if you get a bite that doesn't have the sausage, you can taste the smokiness. I love that different regions has their own way of cooking. And you know, I like that you go somewhere and it's done differently.
Right.
The way it feels like that area.
Uh-huh.
You know? You don't want everything to be the same everywhere you go. That's not fun.
I agree. This feels like you're in Mississippi or Louisiana, doesn't it?
And again,
This
I'm
feels-
new to this whole southern cooking thing, I gotta say. I
Really?
really am. We had some spots up north that you go to like the rural areas, they would do the fried green tomatoes and stuff like that, but not like no grits. No. We had catfish, but
Did you really?
there was some catfish, yeah.
That's probably more of a newer thing, though, with the advent of
the
Fuji
internet.
and- yeah,
Right.
I had some at the end.
that right there, folks. That's the perfect bite.
And as I've said before, the perfect bite isn't the last bite. That's a sad bite.
No,
No one wants to be done
Yeah.
eating.
I go to Dixie Crossroads from time to time, and they are southern seafood. They have docks out on in Titusville, bringing the seafood. They have a store out in Titusville, but they also have a restaurant, and they also have a restaurant in Mount Dora, and they do all kinds of seafood. They used to do all you can eat. Now they don't do it all you can eat anymore. They give you a lot, but they usually start off when you're waiting because there's always a line. They have the hush puppies out in the lobby,
Right.
and it's just complimentary. It's just here for you to have your something to eat while you're waiting.
Right.
And they're known for it. People don't have as much of a hard time waiting when you're eating hush puppies.
Sure, yeah.
No,
Chef.
everything was amazing, and thank you for being so hospitable. And
No, thank you.
And
Yeah,
I believe that great chefs, even though they have their wheelhouse, and this is definitely something probably your wheelhouse, and that's why we're here. But
would say
I
so.
know you have other dishes that go outside of the Louisiana territory,
Right.
and I would be loving to have that in one of our future
Yeah,
episodes.
no, I love it. I just
Yeah.
enjoy having people that care
Yeah.
about it in the house.
And please,
I
thank
heard you make a mean vegetable skewer and a mahi and
No,
yeah,
I don't.
Cajun chicken pasta. This was a special episode.
This was special. This gumbo, top shelf.
So we calling this swamp supper?
Swamp supper.
Bayou brunch? What are we
Bayou
calling
brunch.
this?
Buy your brunch.
Bayou
Okay,
brunch.
Bayou brunch.
I'll buy you brunch.
And that's a wrap, folks.
That's a wrap.
See you next
On
time.
The Perfect Bite.